Hello students and welcome to today's session. I hope you are ready for an exciting journey, not just into a topic but through time. I am Dr. Lala Rukshabir from Southern Business School, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. Have you ever wondered how managers at companies like Coca-Cola, Apple, or even your own university manage people and processes so efficiently? Was it always this smooth? Not at all. In fact, the ways in which people manage organizations today are the result of more than a century of learning, experimentation, and evolving. Today's we are diving into chapter 2 of your textbook, The Evolution of Management Thoughts. And by the end of this lecture, you will able to understand how management as a discipline has developed over time and how the ideas of past thinkers still shapes today's organizations. So the first approach is the classical approach. Let's begin with the classical approach, which emerged in the late 19th and the early 20th century. During the Industrial Revolution, when businesses were growing and needed more structure. One of the pioneers of this school of thought was Frederick Winslow Taylor, often referred to as the father of scientific management as well. Taylor believed that productivity could be improved through scientific analysis of work. He introduced the idea that there was one best way to perform a task. To find it, he conducted time and motion studies, breaking down each job into smaller steps and measuring how long each step took. Let me give you an example. Think about how McDonald's prepares a burger. Every step from placing bun to wrapping the sandwich is standardized. This is scientific management in action that was explained or described by Winslow Taylor. Taylor also emphasized the importance of training the workers and incentivizing them based on their performances. Alongside Taylor, another major figure was Henry Fayol, who focused more on the role of management itself rather than individual workers' activities or productivity. Fayol developed 14 principles of management, and these principles of management are very important to understand. So, one by one, we are going to explain each of the 14 principles. Number one is division of work, which we also call division of labor. This principle means dividing the total work into smaller tasks and assigning them to specific individuals based on their skills and expertise. It leads to specialization, definitely, which improves efficiency and speed as well. For example, in a restaurant, chefs focus on cooking, waiters handle serving, and the cashier deal with payments. This is specialization. This specialization makes the operation more smoother as well as more efficient and faster. The second principle of management is authority and responsibility. Manager must have the authority, the right to give orders to their subordinates, to their employees, to carry out their responsibilities, the duties to get the work done. So, authority and responsibility should go hand in hand. For example, a marketing manager has the authority to assign tasks to their teams and is responsible for achieving the campaign goals as well. So, both authority and responsibility, it goes hand in hand. Coming to the third principle of management, which is discipline. What is discipline? Discipline refers to obedience, respect for rules and proper behavior within the organization. It is essential for the smooth functioning of an organization. It requires good leadership, clear rules and fair enforcement. Again, we are going to explain this concept with example. If employees are expected to start work at 9 a.m., consistent late arrivals should be addressed to maintain discipline. This is important. Next principle of management is unity of command. Each employee should receive instructions from only one supervisor or one superior or one head. This prevents confusion and conflicts. For example, if any employee or an accountant receives different instructions from the different bosses, from the finance manager and the CEO, they may get confused. So, having one clear reporting line is very important. Having one clear reporting lines avoid many problems, many distractions. Number fifth principle of management is unity of direction. There should be one head and one plan for the activities having the same objectives, because unity of direction ensures coordinated efforts, combined efforts of all the team. For example, all marketing activities for a product launch or advertising on social media or any kind of a promotion should follow one unified strategy and under one leader. Then comes subordination of individuals' interest to general interest. This is our sixth principle of management. What is this? Subordination of individual interest to general interest. The interest of the organization should be placed above the personal interest of the individual. First, there are the organizational interests, then comes the personal interest of the individuals or employees working in the organization. For example, if a team member wants to leave early for any personal reason, but there is a client meeting, the team member should prioritize the organizational goals. First, he should consider the meeting and then his personal task or work. Next principle is remuneration. Employees must be fairly compensated for their work, for their activities they perform within the organization. There must be a fair pay system, because fair pay boosts the satisfaction and the motivation of employees. If a worker is doing, let us suppose, overtime regularly, so proper payment or incentive should be given to him to maintain his morale for their overtime. So, remuneration is very important for the motivation and the satisfaction of employees and in order to maintain or boost their working morale. Next principle is centralization and decentralization. What are these? These principles refer to the balance between decision making power concentrated at the top If all the decision making is done at top level of management, that is centralization. And if the lower management is also involved in decision making, this concept is known as decentralization. So, some organizations are centralized and some are decentralized. The degree of centralization depends on the organization size and nature. For example, in a startup business or decisions may be centralized within the founder, but in a multinational companies or where regional managers may have decentralized authority to make the local decisions. So, it depends the size and the structure of the organization whether to go for the centralized decision making system or decentralized decision making system. It is up to the organizations. Next, ninth principle of management is scalar chain, which we also call chain of command. There should be one clear line of authority from top to bottom of the organization. This chain ensures that communication and decisions flow properly. So, that is about flow of communication and flow of information through a proper channel. For example, a CEO communicates to the departmental head and then departmental head passes this information to the team leader, and then further team leader informs the employee who are working under him or her. That is a scalar chain, means there should be a proper flow of information and communication through proper channel. 10th principle of management is order. Order means people and materials should be in the right place at the right time. Proper organization of resources leads to efficiency and productivity. If we want to become an efficient organization, we should properly follow the order. For example, if tools in a factory are scattered and not in their proper places, workers waste time searching for them. What are the results? Delays. So, if we are not following the proper order, the result is delay. And when there is a delay, that means our organization is not efficient at all. Next principle is equity. Managers should treat employees with kindness and justice. Fair treatment encourages loyalty and respect. For example, if two employees make the same mistakes, they should be dealt with the same way. Favoritism always damages the morale of employees and leads to the dissatisfaction. 12th principle is stability of tenure of a personnels. Frequent employees turnover is inefficient. Employees should be given enough time to learn their jobs and perform well. This is important. For example, if a new hire is replaced within a month, the company wastes time and money as well. So, stability allows employees to grow and to contribute towards the goal achievement of organizational efficiency and effectively. 13th principle is initiative. Employees should be encouraged to take initiatives and suggest ideas. It increases engagement and innovation within the organization. For example, any employee suggesting a new way to serve customers faster and in a more efficient way should be appreciated. So, employees should be appreciated when any employee give any new idea for the betterment of organization. And coming to the last principle of management, spirit de corps. Managers should promote team spirit and unity among employees. a harmonious working environment improve performance. For example, organizing team building activities, recognizing group efforts, and encouraging collaborations create a positive team culture. So, these are the 14 principles of management. Another key contribution to the classical approach was Max Weber, a German sociologist who introduced the idea of bureaucracy in organizations. He believed that organizations should be run like a machines with clear rules, defined hierarchies, and roles based on competencies, not favoritism. While this sounds rigid, but it was revolutionary for large organizations like governments, where consistency and structure were needed more. You may have experienced bureaucracy yourself. For example, when you had to get multiple signatures on an application form, that is Weber model in action. So, now we are going to summarize our lecture. The classical approach give us the idea of structure, order, efficiency, of valuable tools, and when organizations were growing and needed discipline. But it treated workers like cogs in a machine. So, before we end this part, I would like you to reflect, if you were a manager today, what would be your approach? Would you prioritize efficiency and structure like Taylor? Think about it and feel free to share your thoughts. We will take a short mental break, and then in the next lecture, we will explore modern approaches like behavioral approach, system approach, contingency approach in technology and management. Thank you. That is all for today's lecture.